It's the middle of the week, hump day, and time for that holiday shopping list. What's up, everybody? I'm Jim Rodriguez, and welcome to Dodgers Latest here on YouTube. Always thankful for you making us part of your day. Continue to like, subscribe, share, hit that thumbs up button, make that algorithm a happy, happy, happy machine, and let us keep growing here. Thanks to you. We always love your comments. We're going to read some more of them today, and make sure that you subscribe and share with a friend, enemy, Yankee fan, Padre fan, Giant fan, any fan here on Dodgers Latest. And of course, you can hit me up right there on Instagram and on X at JRod Show. Well, Thanksgiving is officially over. The winter meetings are set to start in a few days in Orlando. I know you've probably got your holiday shopping list, so we figured we were going to get together maybe what are the principles and must-haves for the Dodgers during this holiday season as we get ready for the 26 campaign and the Dodgers two-time defending World Series champion trying to go for 3 in a row. So if we're putting together a holiday list, I think the first thing they're going to need is some outfield help. I think that's primarily, I think that's job number one. Now, it could range from the big fish of Kyle Tucker down to Cody Bellinger, or you can do maybe a trade. I think the easiest thing for the Dodgers would be just to cut a check. Kyle Tucker, he's going to command probably in the $450 million range, 10 years. Do you really want a 10-year commitment to Kyle Tucker? He's 29, so he's still, he's entering the prime of his career. 29 homers in 23, back-to-back 30-homer years, 21 and 22. Fell off a little bit last year in this walk year of his at 22 homers, 266, only played 136 games. But the guy is a doubles machine, and the guy is going to command some money. So the question is, if you put Kyle Tucker in your lineup, he's going to play right field, so that shifts Teoscar Hernandez to left field. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Now, if you don't want to spend that $400 million, you don't want to go to that high-ticket item, there's Cody Bellinger. Now, Bellinger, we don't need to tell you about Cody Bellinger. Won a World Series here with the Dodgers, was an NLCS MVP, was Rookie of the Year, was League MVP. All the accoutrements of a big free agent signing, and it's not going to cost as much as a Kyle Tucker, and there is that familiarity. Not to say the Dodgers will give him any sort of he'll give the Dodgers any hometown discount, but he kind of fell off a cliff after he left the Dodgers and he signed with the Cubs. Turned it around last year with the Yankees at 272, 29 homers, 88 RBIs, and an OPS of 814. Seems to be back to the Cody Bellinger. That, according to your comments and what we've heard, that seems to make the most sense because, again, you plug him out in the right field, and that moves Teoscar Hernandez to left field, so you get more of a sound outfield. Now, that's the shopping list. That's the high-end list, right? That's when you go and you just spend the money. There's trades available, and to me, I think this is more where the Dodgers, want to be. This is the sort of world they want to live in. Making these trades because they have the assets. They have great minor league prospects. They have great major league players that are tradable, like a Glasnow, like an Andy Pages. And I think in terms of trade, well, I always, Byron Buxton came up. I'm just not a fan of Byron Buxton. Guy's been in the big leagues 11 years, and he only played 100 games 3 times in those 11 years. It's just availability is the best ability. And for Byron Buxton, I think the fact that he comes with a contract already, so you've got your budget set for the next few years with him. I think the cost is too high for a guy that just doesn't play a lot of games. I think Stephen Kwan, Dodgers have been enamored with his game. He's a 4-time Gold Glover. Plays left field. Now, these trade possibilities, the only problem with a Stephen Kwan, the only problem with a Jarren Duran is that they have to play left field, and it keeps Teoscar Hernandez in right field. So the Dodgers have to weigh, do they want to keep Teoscar in right field? Because Teoscar seems to be at a point of his career where he's better suited out in left field. So Stephen Kwan, 4-time Gold Glove winner, lots of control in terms of a contract, going to be expensive in terms of trade pieces. Jarren Duran seems to be right now the shiny little star because Again, lots of control. Can't become a free agent for at least 3 years. And the Red Sox are in the market for another starting pitcher. We talked about it yesterday. Maybe some sort of a three-team deal with Duran and Tyler Glasnow. Joe Ryan of the Twins goes to the Red Sox and some prospects. That seems to be what is the leaning towards. That's what we're hearing. But of course, the Dodgers very unpredictable. And of course, the good thing about the Dodgers is if they have the money to spend, if they all of a sudden decide, hey, they want a Cody Bellinger or they want a Kyle Tucker, they can just scratch out a check and keep those prospects. I think those prospects, as my friend Casey Stern would say, prospects are cool, but parades are better. And the Dodgers have had that taste with 2 parades of the last 2 years, trying to make it 3 parades. I think they're going to make a trade. I think it's going to be a Duran, a Kwan, that sort of a situation. It's just a matter of the stars aligning, the pieces aligning, and the winter meetings could be the place where it all goes down starting on December the 7th. So that's the outfield help. Immediate impact outfielders, what the Dodgers need. Second on that shopping list for the Dodgers, yeah, man, fix that bullpen. And there's been some movement. The Dodgers were dancing a little bit with Devin Williams, but now he has signed with the Mets. So what does that do for Edwin Diaz, who was the Mets closer? Remember, Diaz had 2 years left on his deal with New York, and he opted out. It was a 5-year, $102 million contract. 32-year-old right-hander had 2 years left, has decided to opt out. So he's a free agent. Dodgers have been linked to Edwin Diaz before. Of course, the cool music, the entrance. Hurt himself at the World Baseball Classic celebrating after a win. But otherwise, it hasn't been any arm issues with Edwin Diaz. He hurt his lower body. Of course, his brother Alexis pitched for the Dodgers this past season. He's going to get a World Series ring. So there is a little familiarity there. Curious to see if the Dodgers end up going with an Edwin Diaz, who is as legit closer as there is out there. Also out there is Robert Suarez of the Padres. He's an interesting situation. He's 35, so he's a little older. He had 2 years left on his deal, and he declined $8 million options, 2 $8 million options, back-to-back All-Star, and he has been linked with the Dodgers ever since he's been in San Diego. To me, back-to-back All-Star, 40 saves this season, 98-mile-an-hour fastball. And, of course, you almost figure like the Dodgers should sign him just to stick it to San Diego, right? Although we haven't had too much success with signing pitchers out of San Diego. Tanner Scott, Dodgers signed him to a big 4-year deal, and that hasn't worked out. But Robert Suarez is a possibility at the back end of that bullpen. We know it's going to be Tanner Scott. We know it's going to be Blake Trinan. We know it's going to be Alex Vesia. The question is, who else? Is Brusdar Graterol finally going to be healthy to be back in there? Is Anthony Banda going to be back in there? We know that the Dodgers have released Evan Phillips in the hopes of re-signing him. He was due to make $6.5 million. He's coming back from Tommy John surgery. Dodgers basically said they've non-tendered him, making him a free agent in the hopes of re-signing him for a lot less money as he makes that road back into the big leagues after Tommy John surgery. He was probably one of the best Dodger closers over the last few seasons. But Robert Suarez is available. Only thing that concerns me is 35, but you don't expect a longer-term deal for Robert Suarez. The guy that I would love to see, and the Dodgers have ties to the Tampa Bay organization, is Pete Fairbanks. Pete Fairbanks is now a free agent. He's 31, had a career-high 27 saves last year, 2.83 ERA. Not exactly a strikeout machine. Now, the whiff rate isn't great with Pete, so he pitches to contact. He had 59 strikeouts in 60 innings. You usually want a little better than that as a closer, but he became a free agent because Tampa Bay did not pick up his $11 million option. Dodgers actually have not been in the mix with Pete Fairbanks. There have been other teams. We do know that Ryan Helsley is off the market. We know that Devin Williams is off the market. So Baltimore and the Yankees are out, and they're not in play anymore. So that may have closed things up a little bit for Pete Fairbanks. And now with Devin Williams, with the Mets, he was linked to them as well. Fairbanks is a great option for the Dodgers. Question is, how long of a contract will he want? Again, at 31 years old, still, multi-year contracts is available, or is this not even a prove it year for him because he didn't have a bad year with that career high 27 saves. And of course, the Dodgers still trying to get right with those middle guys. Remember Brock Stewart? He underwent shoulder surgery. They expect he should be back toward the middle of next season. So there is some help out there. The question is, this bullpen was horrendous. Worst bullpen we have seen in a long time. And frighteningly so, the Dodgers still won the World Series thanks to Roki Sasaki coming in and serving as the de facto closer. No Roki Sasaki closing in 26, though. He's going to be fully vetted and in that starting rotation with the retirement of Clayton Kershaw. So we talked a little outfield, we talked a little bullpen, and for me, this has been a pet peeve of mine that I think the Dodgers need to be working toward on that shopping list for the holiday season, and that's second base. I think there's a little bit of a hole there. Tommy Edman is projected to be the second baseman. Speaking of injuries, he's going to be 31, only got into 97 games last year, had a really tricky ankle, had surgery to repair that ankle over in the offseason, limit him to just 13 homers, 13 doubles, was the NLCS MVP in 24, and he's a second year of a 5-year, $74 million contract. So he's not going anywhere. I think they're going to want him to play second base. He can play a little center field as well to spell Andy Pages and that outfield play. Hee-Sun Kim, bit of a wild card, right? 280 last year, 13 stolen bases, 71 games. Don't know if he's going to be more in the circle of trust. He can play a little second, a little short, even a little third, even a little outfield, as the Dodgers have tried to make him as a Swiss Army knife as possible. I think Hee-Sun Kim is the guy you want. I mean, I know you're paying Tommy Edman a lot of money, but I think Hee-Sun Kim is a disruptor out on the base paths in terms of stolen bases, in terms of the ability, the threat to stolen bases. And I think I would want to give him a good long look at second base, despite that big contract for Tommy Edman. And of course, Miggy Rojas, who hit one of the biggest home runs in Dodger history, he's a free agent. And of course, he's been playing some second base throughout that run at the plate in the World Series. He's not there as of now. Dodgers may want to re-sign him. We'll see where he wants to come back. He was hinting about retirement, but said he wants to play at least one more year. So will it be with the Dodgers? Will it be filling that second base role? Again, Dodgers, bit of a revolving door over at second base, right? We had Gavin Lux for a minute. They traded him. Is it Kim? Is it Tommy Edman? Another wild card is Alex Friedland. Remember, Alex Friedland came up as a shortstop, but he can play a little second, can also play a little third. That might be his key. That may be his ticket to be on the big league roster in 26, an ability to play second base. And because I honestly think that's what I look at right now, and that kind of scares me a little bit. Is Tommy Edman going to be healthy enough to play second base? Do they trust Hee-Sun Kim? Is Alex Freeland going to be available? Will they sign Rojas? Second base has a lot of questions for the Dodgers. And I know we talk bullpen a lot, we talk outfield a lot, but let's not overlook second base, which right now for me is a scary part in that Dodgers rotation. And then ultimately, of course, you want to get younger. The Dodgers have blinked, and all of a sudden Freddie Freeman's 36, Mookie Betts 33, Teoscar Hernandez is 33, Max Muncy's 35. That's another aspect that I think the Dodgers want to get to, and of course they've got some kids in Kim and Freeland and Dalton Rushing. The question is, how young are they want to be? And of course, is Kyle Tucker going to be part of that youth movement? Or do you go out, and get the Stephen Kwans, the Jarren Duran? Boy, Jarren Duran sure would be a perfect fit out in left field. So lots to get to. A shopping list, very long for the Dodgers. What's your holiday shopping list for the Dodgers? What is your situation? I've heard catcher, I've heard third base, but I think right now, in that order, you need that impactful outfield spot. You need some bullpen help, and you need somebody to play over at second base. Of course, always want you to be part of the show. We invite it. We love it. It's our best segment, I think, in the Dodgers' latest that we do on a daily basis here. And we talked about Kike Hernandez yesterday. Remember, he had elbow surgery, and it looked like they just wanted to replace a muscle in the elbow. Turns out that muscle had torn from the bone, so he's going to be out for at least a month, maybe 2 months to start the season. And of course, Kike is a free agent. So is he on the Dodgers holiday shopping shopping list. And it says here, I don't care how old Kike is. He's 35, so he's not part of that youth movement. It's a no-brainer to sign him. He keeps playing very well in the playoffs. That is damn true. He's the all-time leader in games played in Dodger history. He's our guy. He's been our guy. And as far as Glasnow, the rumor of trading him, it's pathetic to get rid of him. We need him too. All this nonsense about trading him is ridiculous. Well, it may sound ridiculous, but he is a very tradable piece. Because remember, in baseball, there's two things that make you valuable in terms of not having enough surface time where you can't become a free agent and you're under team control. Though that's kind of what an Andy Pajes is. That's kind of what a Jaron Duran is, where they cannot become free agent. They go to arbitration, and it's very limited amount of money that a team can pay you because again, you haven't been in the big leagues that long. Or you trade somebody that has a pre-existing contract that's at the end of the contract, and that's where Glasnow is. He's got 2 years left guaranteed, and he's got an option for a third. So again, it's a healthy salary for Glasnow, but you're on you got him for at least 2 years, maybe 3 if you pick up an option. And for a team looking for that third, fourth starter, that it falls in the budget in terms of what you're going to be paying for the next few seasons. And it's a tradable chip for the Dodgers because you're giving somebody quality in terms of Tyler Glasnow's ability to be in that roster. And he showed his versatility because, again, he came out of the bullpen for the Dodgers, and all 6 games that he appeared in the playoffs of the Dodgers won all 6 of those games. Final one from you. We need Kike no matter what. Senior players such as Kike and Miggy make the difference. You're damn right? And no better example of that than Miggy Rojas hitting that home run in Game 7. Interesting to see what they're going to do with him. I think they want to re-sign him. I think they want to keep him. And I think considering that sort of hole they have at second base, it's a scary hole. I think second base may be something where Miggy Rojas finds some playing time as a Dodger. Remember, hit us up here on Instagram and on X at JRod Show. And, of course, right here at Dodgers Latest. We always love to hear from you. Like, subscribe, share. Give us that thumbs up and be part of the show. Winter meetings are coming. What's your holiday shopping list look like? And remember, despite it all, it's always time for Dodger baseball.